Hello everybody, I am Mike from the Rewatch Project with Hannah and Mike podcast, and I am a lifelong Star Trek and Star Wars fan watching classic Doctor Who for the first time. We are back with the final episode of the latest serial, the Keys of Marinus, with the sixth episode, the titular Keys of Marinus episode. So before getting onto that, just a quick reminder that I appreciate feedback, schooling, information, just any general chit-chat on the comment section here or at rewatchprojectpodcast@gmail.com. This has been a really great education for me. I have never watched the classic Doctor Who, certainly in its entirety. This is my first time working through these episodes, so thank you for your patience and your kind assistance in navigating this new fandom for me. So, just a quick reminder also that the Rewatch Project podcast is the regular audio show that shares the YouTube channel here and also has its own feed, so please check that out as well. But yeah, I'm not going to mess around. I want to get straight into it. Let's watch the final part of the Keys of Marinus. I've got to get a phone like that.
Barbara, they made me call you. Who, Susan? Who? Barbara, listen, they were...
Not a lot of helpful information there. No more talk of this terrible conspiracy.
Longer. Execution is set to take place when the pointer reaches the star.
Wow, what a cruel way of counting down time.
Will I be allowed to see my friends?
Good job he turned around to look at you when you gave that non-verbal response. And this is classic science fiction stuff, isn't it? You know, if you just look at this, you know, the dichotomy of modern freaky environments and almost, you know, Roman period costumes. You only get that in sci-fi.
I've got it. I'm terribly sorry to disturb you. We know what a terrible ordeal you've been through, but we think you might be able to help us.
So the actress who plays Barbara is having to do a lot of heavy lifting in this episode, isn't it? You can see that she's working through the dialogue. It's very intensive.
The people who murdered your husband have kidnapped Susan, the young girl who was with us.
Now, please. Aiden is dead. If he committed a crime, he's paid for it.
Yeah, she's having a bad week, isn't she? You little tinker. It's well played, that is, actually, because, you know, there was no moustache twirling there. Pretty sophisticated, you know. There was no signposting to the audience that she was being deceptive, you know, because, I mean, ultimately that would make our protagonist look a little bit dumb. But no, good call, good instincts from the filmmakers.
They're like all the rest of them.
Gosh, but between her goading Susan and the countdown death clock, pretty malicious group of people here.
Stupid.
That bit of modernity there.
The trial has just ended. Chesterton is to be executed at the beginning of the next zenith. I'll get it later, then come for you.
She just loves being evil, this one, doesn't she?
What about the child?
Kill her.
It's good having a strong villainous female character.
Telling the doctor now.
You get Hartnell in this episode? Was his return in the last episode just to check in?
Carla said you must have been sick with worry since you spoke to Susan.
I thought that. I thought there was a... We didn't tell you that.
Well, how did she know we'd spoken to Susan? We've told no one.
Then Carla must have been with Susan when she telephoned.
Yes.
The tinker.
Come on, we're going back.
Ah, I do love a good bit of plumminess.
Seems a pity, really. The old man didn't know where the key was hidden after all.
This woman, she's amazing. Ah, have that. Oh, Susan, you did get yourself in some pickles. Hey, it's the doctor.
I just wanted to say what a good job you did on the defence.
Yes, and you did an evening.
Very sporting. Very cricket.
Oh, excuse me.
Well, I don't think there's anything else.
A creaky costume.
Goodbye, sir.
Couldn't sneak up on somebody wearing that.
Yes?
I love the design of those phone units. You know, it feels like in the 60s and 70s there was this kind of resurgence of futurism that I find very aesthetically appealing. I remember when I was a kid, my parents had one of those alarm clock coffee maker units next to their bed, and it felt like the height of futurist sophistication. And I love that those design elements are creeping in here as well. This is what we thought the future or advanced technology would look like. And, you know, speaking from a 2024 perspective, I'm kind of disappointed that we didn't get to that.
I'd like to speak to Interrogator Tarrant. So we realized that Carla couldn't have known we'd talked to Susan.
Scooby doing it.
Crept up behind her and
Surely they'll stop the execution now that Carla's confessed.
I hope so. I sincerely...
They are pretty bloody minded, though, aren't they?
Well?
He's named her accomplice.
Then you can stay the execution.
Oh dear.
No, I can't. Carla's sworn testimony states that the man she was working with was Ian Chesterton.
Impossible!
she's lying.
Bloody spiteful.
Yes, I have doubts myself. She's a vicious, dangerous woman. But just doubts aren't enough to ask for a stay of
She
execution.
loves being evil. Oh,
They'd need
line fluff.
positive proof.
Hey,
Yes, yes. You understand?
he loves it, doesn't he? He loves it, Hartnell does.
The villain that planned all this, the one who planned this whole affair, is now planning to collect the key. What a wonder.
And it's interesting because, I mean, he didn't hear, but even when he fluffs a line, like I just did then, he doesn't lose his energy. He stays in the moment and in the feeling of the scene and maintains those energy levels. And that's a skill in its own right, really. You know, he doesn't, there's no blood in the water, you know, when he struggles with the line. What a professional.
Wonderful opportunity it gives us to catch him red-handed and to release Chesterton.
I love it. The holiday's obviously done Hartnell good. He's got a lot of vim. Oh, who's it going to be?
You.
Call the prison.
How did you know it was there, Doctor?
The Key of Marinus.
All along. You should read Pirro, my boy. He founded skepticism. Great asset to your business.
Oh.
Thank heaven you remembered reading Pirro, Doctor.
Nice bit of educational stuff. And it's funny, that element does feel like it has kind of been dropped. You know, I mean, I know that that's obviously more likely to be in the historical episodes, although there is scientific learnings to be had with the sci-fi stuff. But I am leaning towards the fact that maybe that was just a lip service thing, and I don't know how central that really was.
Reading? What are you talking about? I met the man.
That's my impression, at least. I'm not basing it on any factual knowledge whatsoever.
Oh, have you sent them on ahead, Doctor?
daughter again. Yes.
Not only that,
Good old the death clock has stopped.
Oh, the senior judge has just written this.
Well, I noticed there's still over 10 minutes left, so maybe there needs to be more complications here.
I don't understand. Where have they gone?
goodbye, my friends.
Great sound effects.
He's gone too.
We'd be better off keeping this story to ourselves.
Yes,
How
you
are going
would.
to complete the report, Tarrant?
Okay, back where we began. Very Jerry Anderson looking.
Britannia's dead. Where is the final key?
I don't
I love the design of these people. Oh.
Why have you tied him up? He's of no
Enjoy your trip.
Oh.
use, just a servant. He knows
Again, no,
nothing.
you know, people trip. I've got to watch that again. That was pretty funny.
What have you done to Sabitha?
Oh, it's Vidor. Vidor caught him.
Why have you tied him up? He's of no use to you.
Oh.
Poor guy. I bet this was like his big moment. It's like, come on, Jeff. He's going to get through the door.
Let him go. Be quiet. I did not give you permission to speak.
Quiet, you. Oh, here we are. Another corridor. Corridors and caves.
Yes, you're doing. He's been lifted, and I peered in for a moment or two, and everything appears to be all right.
Arbitan kept his promise then.
I love it when they sort of have light moments, and I can imagine being a kid watching this in the 60s and imagining your family on an adventure, you know, your grandfather, your parents, or your aunts and uncles. And, you know, I don't think that's something that would be done now. It's very much, it's a different world, I guess, and there's an innocence to this that's tremendously appealing. And I can imagine being tremendously nostalgic for those who have, who grew up with this and have seen the world change, or at least the world presented to us through television change.
Said he'd remove the force field.
Chickens.
We were waiting for you.
But I'm here, my dear Chesterton. Sometimes you drive me round the bend. I don't know what's going on.
Irascible.
So,
I'm not going to lie, I have kind of lost track of what the keys actually do. And this is symptomatic of the fact that my recording has been a little bit stop-starty recently. So hopefully I'll be able to have a more focused approach to the next serial. But I don't think it matters that much, ultimately. MacGuffin. Can't beat a good translucent plastic diamond-shaped structure in a sci-fi, whether it's this or Blake 7 or The Adventure Game or Star Trek or Sapphire and Steel.
One more. Just one more.
Classics for a reason.
Well done, Doctor.
Is that Doctor's stick becoming a kind of a weapon? Like his lightsaber, or, you know, if there were toys at the time, he'd come with a little accessory.
It's no use. Even if we manage to untie ourselves, we'll never break the gates down.
At least I could defend
Like that.
you.
Shooting through the grates.
Can't even do that.
Oh, I knew he was going to struggle with that hood.
And my power is absolute.
Absolute.
Lord Arbitan sent Alsos for the keys. This man said he was a stranger.
See, even they're a little bit confused.
There was something funny going on there.
Well, then why give him the key? Ian.
So when Yartex gets the final key, his power will be absolute.
Yes, with the aid of the machine, he could control us all.
And our impulse to leave this planet would be destroyed.
You'd be in the Matrix.
You heard about Arbitan?
Yes.
The other thing is for Doctor's costuming as well. Like, I mean, we now know that the Doctor, you know, has a look. Each individual Doctor has a look. But the fact that they had the foresight to make the Doctor an iconic character from the beginning with a distinct look, it showed a lot of foresight.
We met the man who's usurped his place.
Great instincts.
Give him the key and we must have it destroyed.
Is the genuine key.
My dear boy.
We must go. Quickly, leave the building.
There's a lot of double dealing and bluffing and tomfoolery going on in this storyline, isn't there? I like it.
Yartek may put that
Checkmate.
the machine at any moment.
Oh, look behind you. He's got the silhouette of a Teletubby, hasn't he?
Why haven't you obeyed my commands?
Fished in. Oh,
Everything
the
all right?
nick of time.
My child, chase the others up, will you?
Oh, nice little model there. Love it. Okay, so where are they going to end up next time? In the Temple of Evil, beginning of a new serial. Okay, so that's the Keys of Marinus. I enjoyed it. Not one of the stronger ones, I don't think. I think the thing I liked about the storyline ultimately was kind of its undoing, though, a little bit as well. This idea that each episode was, or at least across the storyline, we're in a number of different locations with kind of side quests in order to get the keys. It led to a really interesting variety of storytelling and some great moments, but it was a little bit messy, and also Hartnell was missing from a chunk of it as well, and I think you really kind of felt his absence as well. But when he came back, he was very reinvigorated. So not top tier compared to some of the ones that preceded it, but still a lot of fun, and I am very much looking forward to getting to the Temple of Evil again. Complete novice here, so I don't know whether this is a one-off or a two-parter or a six-parter or an eight-parter or what, but I guess I'll find out very soon. A quick reminder, though, that I do appreciate feedback, and the best way to do that is to leave comments on the YouTube channel or to email me at rewatchprojectpodcast@gmail.com. Please do check out the Rewatch Project podcast with Hannah and Mike, the audio show that shares this feed. Also check out ChinStroker versus Punter, my other podcast. Yeah, check me out on Twitter as well. I'm at ChinStroker, and the Rewatch Project is also on Instagram, where it is at Rewatch Proj. That's Rewatch Proj. So yeah, see you soon for the Temple of Evil, and I will be back soon, Whovians. Goodbye.